Hello Gemini and welcome to Wild Wild Westy Tarot. My name is Steve and today I'll be doing a basic general reading for the coming week. So without further ado, let's get stuck into the reading. Cards, please show me information for the sign of Gemini for the 10th to the 16th of August. 5 cards in a row please. For mood, personal life, health, work and finances for the week. So that's mood, personal life, health, work and finances. And for the bottom of the deck for the internal mood, we got the moon. Unfortunately with the moon, it's quite often negative emotions, so fears, worries, a lack of understanding of what to do, where to go, how to do it. There's certainly some sort of anxiety and fear here. If you're in tune with your spiritual side, this could actually be a premonition of something negative. Okay, let's see if it's visible in your external state. 4 of Swords, so no, people around you can see this. You're showing that you're feeling bad. It's clear that you're either feeling sick or very tired at least. This might also raise some questions about your physical health, but we'll get to that in a little while. This would actually indicate that you're showing that you're tired, you're run down, you don't have the strength. You'll probably be showing a lack of enthusiasm or motivation to get things done as well this week. So moving on to your personal life, we have the Three of Wands. Now the Three of Wands would show that you're focused more on work, on business. You're probably bringing your work home with you. And unfortunately this is not a great card for personal life. You're very much focused on work matters. Maybe spending extra time at work, maybe bringing work home. They're very much closed off in regards to relationships. There's certainly been some distance between yourself and your loved ones this week because of this focus on things outside of the home. If you're in a couple, of course, this could take a bit of a toll on the relationship. If you're currently looking for love, this week is obviously not happening. If you do get offers, you're not going to even see them. You'll be too focused elsewhere. Okay, let's move on to your health. And you have the Queen of Cups. Now, the Queen of Cups would suggest that if you have any ailments, any pain, it's with your soul, it's with your emotions. Generally, with Queen of Cups, your physical health's not too bad. Can't say great, can't say in a bad state, but it's definitely a case that it's your emotions which are taking the toll. So going back with the your general mood, internal and external state, it would definitely indicate that with the Queen of Cups in your health, it is really a case of you'll be feeling tired. You have a lack of motivation for things for sure. You may not sleep well. You might experience some insomnia purely because something has caused this negative emotional state. So you can expect some sort of mild negative health concerns related to that. Like I say, insomnia may affect your appetite as well, actually. Okay, let's move on to work. So work, you got the Eight of Pentacles. Well, the Eight of Pentacles generally sort of indicates some kind of repetitive or monotonous work. Obviously, this week seems to be very much focused on work with the Three of Wands in your personal life as well. This may actually indicate with the Three of Wands as well. Some of you may be working away from home. So the focus is purely on work and returning to your relationships when you return home, basically. But going back to purely the Eight of Pentacles, this is a work that requires your attention, your concentration. So there's going to be a lot of focus on work this week particularly, and you'll need a lot of discipline to get through it in a good way, to have a good outcome. Like I pointed out before, this is very sort of monotonous work, so there might be a very detailed or repetitive work involved here. this could well be the cause of the Queen of Cups in your emotional state as well. Sorry, not in your emotional state, in your health. Because again, it's all about emotions. This is something dragging you down. When you look at the moon and the four swords, in your mood, coupled with the Queen of Cups in your health, it's just very much a case of the work is dragging you down. It's dragging down your emotional state. It's not allowing you to feel happiness at this time. It's all focused on work, and you don't seem to have much in the way of escape this week at all, if any at all. I think you could go as far as saying that work this week is going to be very much on the side of soul destroying to a certain degree. I can see you will need to keep your motivation up this week, despite the emotional soul sucking that's going to be inevitable from this kind of work. Maybe this isn't your normal kind of work. Maybe this is something that's you've been roped into. Maybe even something that you sort of maybe an earlier mistake that's been made somewhere, and it's like all hands to the pumps to try and get this issue resolved. Maybe something along those lines. Maybe not for the majority of you, but I think for select for you, that's probably where the difficulty is going to lie this week. Now, if you're currently searching for work, the Eight of Pentacles would suggest that yes, there's definitely potential for getting work this week, but it won't be work that you'll be happy with, and can envision that you won't stay there any longer than you absolutely have to. It's not your kind of work for sure. Okay, let's move on to finances. And for finances, we've got the Nine of Wands. Now, with Nine of Wands, I can't really see you getting any additional money. Everything's calm, everything's safe, but there won't be any additional finances from these tasks this week, by the look of it. So that would actually reinforce the feeling I had previous about this additional work, this monotonous, detailed work, is from a mistake sometime in the past. Excuse me. So this might actually be more common to more of you than originally thought. But if you look at the Nine of Wands, again, it's your money's safe. It's a position of safety, of protection. So you won't have any additional money, but again, you're not making like any major losses either. You're being careful with your money, you're protecting it. You're analysing things before you spend anything, so it's not spent on something that's unnecessary. And so overall, it's a safety card in regards to finances. So if we have a quick look back, again, your internal and external state this week is not great. There's definitely some fears, some anxiety. Again, if you look at the overall story, this looks very much like there's a work-intensive process here that you're worried about that's causing your anxiety. With regards to your health, again, any health concerns are as a result of this anxiety, these fears. They could well be insomnia. There most likely will be tiredness, maybe a lack of appetite. This work is really the focus this week, and it's draining all of your energy. Unfortunately, it's a case where you will need to find some inner strength and basically plod through it until the task is done. The only sort of really good points I can bring out is normally with the Queen of Cups, your physical health's fine. And with the Nine of Wands, again, your finances should be safe. Okay, let's take the cards again and find you a card of advice for the week. So cards, please give me one card of advice for Gemini for the 10th to the 16th of August, please. One card of advice for Gemini, please. So we have the Lovers. So with the Lovers for advice, it was just normally about unions. So you probably find with the state you're in, you can't do all of this on your own. So it would suggest that you shouldn't be afraid of roping in additional help. Don't be afraid of asking for help, asking for someone to assist you in this task. This is definitely a task which is going to be overburdening you, so you definitely need help. Now, if you look to the star signs, you're probably best off in enlisting the help of a Virgo. They're very good at bringing order to chaos and finding these details very quickly. It's the kind of person that will probably help you most in this sort of circumstance. So you have the opportunity to rope in someone who has who's a Virgo or has strong Virgo placements. I'm not expecting you to know that or everyone, but that kind of nature, someone who's really good at finding details, like I say, bringing order to chaos. They would be definitely the best person to help you out this week. Certainly don't be afraid of asking for help. Well, Gemini, I hope you found this reading informative. However, remember, it's just general reading and may not resonate with everyone. If you'd like a personal reading, the email to contact me will be in the description box below this video. So please like, subscribe and comment on this video, and hope you pay me a visit on my next video. Until then, goodbye for now.